Okay, so there's a lot of discussion about masculine energy in workplaces right now. And that's because Mark Zuckerberg, just after announcing a lot of changes at Facebook, went on the Joe Rogan show and said that he wanted more masculine energy at Facebook because his business had been culturally neutered, and he was upset that throughout his life he had been surrounded by girls and women. Look, this is all part of this larger battle on the part of very, very wealthy billionaires, especially tech billionaires, on things that they're calling woke or DEI or any of those things. It doesn't matter what you call it, because the efforts that have gone forward over the past few years are simply efforts to help people achieve a sense of belonging. Belonging is as common sense as it could possibly get. Belonging, evolutionarily speaking, for our species, is on a par with food, water, and shelter, and sleep. That's how inherent the need to belong is in human beings. It leads to all kinds of problems. We'll create tribes and all the things, but mostly belonging is a positive. We need to belong to be healthy. It really is that simple. And when it comes to a workplace, it could not be more common sense than the fact that most people want to feel like they belong in their workplace. Most people just want to go to their jobs, do their jobs, and go home. They don't want to feel attacked for their identity. They don't want to feel like they have to hide parts of their identity. And I'm just not just talking about the tiny minority of people who may be trans or non-binary. I'm talking about everybody. Even if you have a so-called alpha male, I guarantee you they have personal traits and habits that they think they should be ashamed of. And they do not want those traits or habits to become part of the conversation at work. Why would they? I don't care what you do when you go home. And when it comes down to it, that's what belonging is about. It's the most mundane, boring, common sense thing, in that we simply want everybody to feel that they have what they need at work, that they are included, and that they don't have to defend themselves. That if they do feel uncomfortable when they're at work, it's not because of their identity. That's it. It could not be simpler. What's happening in terms of this war on DEI is that many of us are allowing these buzzwords like, well, it was CRT, right? Now it's woke, which does not mean anything, or DEI, or now masculine energy. With all of these things, I highly encourage you to be skeptical. Because when people talk in these generalities, masculine energy, you really have to ask specifically, what does that mean? In fact, when someone is talking about masculine energy, they're talking about specific types of behaviors and personality traits. And these are personality traits and behaviors that have been studied for decades. I could bury you in research on these things that show they are counterproductive in the workplace. They don't just make woke liberals feel uncomfortable in the workplace. They make everybody feel uncomfortable. They make people less productive. They increase the chances for turnover. And we can all understand this. Amanda Marcotte in Salon wrote that nobody is interested in chest bumping, bullying, or feeling like they have to compare MMA stats to fit in at work. And that's pretty much true of everybody. So when it comes to all of what's coming ahead, and the war on certain things like wokeness, just ignore that term woke. What they're really talking about is, should we have the right to exclude people in any kind of organization, in politics, in our workplace, in clubs, wherever? Should I be allowed to walk into my workplace and say, you don't belong? Or should leaders in workplaces say, that's not allowed? We're going to make everybody feel as though they belong here, and no individuals get to say that someone else doesn't belong. That's as simple as it is.